How is it possible that some people seem to make money effortlessly, especially on the internet, while others who attempt to do literally the same thing seem to fail over and over again? If they try to sell the same thing to the same people, the same business model, why is it that some are successful and some are an incredible failure? Well, what if I told you that the absolute bedrock to your success depended on how you structure your day, how you take your daily routine and put it into your business? Think about it this way. Imagine an MMA fighter decided to go fight for the UFC championship, but they don't train, they don't diet, and when they show up for the fight, they're out of shape, they don't have any cardio, and they don't have the ability to go 5 rounds in the cage. Even though they might have the skills to beat their opponent, they don't have the conditioning, they're not in shape, they're not primed to use those skills. So you can learn all the skills you want, you can read all the books you want, you can discover all the ways to get rich. But if you're not conditioned to use that knowledge to get rich, how on earth are you going to be able to win? In a moment, I'm gonna bring on Michael. Now, Michael has multiple problems in his business. And over the next 30 or so minutes, I'm gonna solve those problems. But one of the biggest problems he has is his daily routine. It's one of the things that holding him back like crazy, and much like many of you, is probably holding you back as well. Now, I could spend 30 minutes showing you a bunch of frameworks and just teaching you how to have a great routine. But I believe a better way to learn is to show you how I solve this problem for Michael. Michael came to me because I've built multiple multi-million-dollar businesses, and one core element to that is how I structure my day and how I live my life, the lifestyle I choose to live in order to win. I'm gonna break down Michael's business. I'm gonna solve a ton of problems, including understanding what he should actually sell. But the core problem I'm gonna help him with is his lifestyle. And when you're done watching this video, you will understand what it really takes to win. And it may surprise you, it may quite frankly shock you how much you need to change, but believe it or not, these are changes you can make almost immediately. Here's the video.
My name is Michael Pavlak, and I'm here to get my business idea roasted.
All right, Michael, tell me, what is your business idea?
So my business idea is using meditation and strength training to get a person to their compelling future vision.
What on God's green earth does compelling future vision mean?
It means, bigger than life goals, trillion-dollar goals.
So you're going to meditate your way to $1 trillion? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Do you have $1 trillion?
No.
So are you doing the wrong meditation, or what's the problem?
There hasn't been a long enough time frame to, have everything come together.
On the bullshit meter, how high up you think that sounds?
I don't think it's that high.
Let me repitch it for you. Hey, I'm going to show you how to become a trillionaire through meditation. And how much money are you making right now, Michael?
I'm making $2,000 a month.
But I make $2,000 a month. Now where on the meter does it fall? Anywhere in between 0 and this guy's a lunatic. Where is it on that?
It's probably down there near lunatic.
The point I'm trying to make here is, let's start small. You try to be Tony Robbins in 5 minutes? Like, what are we doing here? Let's bring it down to earth. Let's solve a small problem. When you say somebody has these big dreams and these big goals, and you want to help them use meditation and strength training to achieve that, tell me your evidence for, because this is what customers are going to be asking. They're not just going to accept you and go, oh, this guy's got spiky hair, I'm going to give him money. They're going to be like, well, wait a minute, why is this guy qualified? Why should I buy from him? Why should I give him money? How is he going to help me achieve my goals? They're going to ask all these questions, probably in a lot more brutal fashion than I am. My question is, what happened in your life, or what have you done that allows you to make that claim?
For strength training, I believe it's the main pillar for discipline. And so getting into the gym, it's something that it's easier than showing up to work and, doing your job. Is that it's really simple. You move weights and you do it on a consistent basis, and you eat the right food and you get stronger. And it's something that's very trackable. So it's something that allows you to build a foundation in your life.
Okay, what about meditation?
So meditation, I meditated for 90 days straight on a consistent basis. I began to allow myself to receive wisdom from my heart. And so I was able to ask questions and receive an answer.
Okay, what kind of questions did you get an answer for?
It would help if I had the notebook.
Okay. I mean, dude, let's get real here. A good offer is a solution to a problem. A certain person has a problem, you are solving it, give me money. We can't fantasize this. You can't just watch like these people wearing weird dresses and weird things, talking all flowery and go, "Why would I be that guy?" Like there's a thing behind it. This person has a problem, here's the solution. If you're hungry, what do?
Get food.
Go to a restaurant, right? Problem, solution. If the AC is broken, what do?
Then you call a mechanic.
You don't call a mechanic. It's not a car. You call the friggin' AC company, okay? But thanks for playing. All right. Yes, you call somebody, problem, solution. The point I'm trying to make is what's the problem and what's the solution?
So yeah, I guess I've been struggling over that. Like what's the tangible outcome that I'm going to get a person in 7 days? What's the tangible
No,
outcome?
you're still thinking about your offer. I'm saying, what problem are you solving? You said, "Oh, I meditated for 90 days and I received answers from my heart." And then I asked you what questions, what answers, and you're like, "I don't know." So in other words, you're full of I'm calling it out now so that you don't invest a bunch of money. People then call you out, and now you've wasted time and you've wasted money. Let's do it now so that when you go out into the market, people actually believe you and actually it makes sense to them and they give you money rather than spending the next 12 months wondering why you can't get the sale because you're just whimsically walking into walls and smashing your forehead. You see what I'm saying? So if you are going to make a claim that I meditated for 90 days, I received answers from my heart, then when I ask you what answers, you better not have a moment's delay in being able to tell me. Because you think I'm sniffing you out, people who you're asking money for will sniff you out like a dog at a Colombian drug house, okay? You have an answer for the questions and answers that your heart gave you?
Basically, like it started out slow where like I would just ask for advice, and it started out like be calm.
Give me a piece of advice.
Like the first one was be calm, patient, trust yourself, love yourself. And then it got longer. Like you got your life in order so quickly because you focused on your energy.
Okay, well, you got your life in order, right? Describe that for me. What does that mean, you got your life in order? What does out of order look like and what does now in order look like?
Out of order is waking up with no direction, not having habits, basically not having habits.
And what was the negative consequence to that?
No results.
You got to give me something specific.
After 6 years of your life, you're left with nothing.
Dude, here's the customer meter. Okay, I'm asking you, give me something specific. This happened to me. This is how my life was bad. I meditated for 90 days and I received an answer. I did this thing and now my life looks like this, before and after. Give me an example. How are you going to come up with marketing for this if you can't say this? You're just going to walk around going, "Well, I received answers and I had habits and blah, blah, blah." Like, no, that's rambling. It's incoherent nonsense. Give me something solid to work with.
I haven't really received like an outcome in my life that like I can show somebody.
Then how are you going to get them to receive an outcome in their lives?
Yeah, that's tough.
You can or you can't, bro. If I say, "Hey man, I'm gonna sell you a pizza and I don't know how to make pizza," I can't sell you a pizza. It's not tough. It's I can't sell you a pizza. The end. Okay? If I say, "Hey, I'm gonna replace your roof," and I don't know how to replace roofs, then I should not be a roofer. Agree?
Right.
Either you don't have the skills you need to make this offer and you need to pick something else because that's called ethics, or you are not able to articulate it, which I don't really know which one it is. Because you like, did you just wake up?
Yeah.
How long before this call did you wake up?
15 minutes.
Are you in another country? Like, where are you at?
No, I'm in Missouri.
It is friggin' 9 in the morning, bro. It is 9. You woke up 15 minutes ago. You know what we call that? A highly technical term. It's called a schmuck. Do you want to be a millionaire?
Absolutely.
What millionaire gets up at 9 a.m.? And let me ask you this. I used to charge like friggin' 25 grand for personal coaching. Now it's 100 grand. I do these YouTube audits for free to give value to my audience and to help people. So you're telling me that you got the opportunity to talk to me and get my eyes on your business idea, and you woke up 15 minutes before looking like a lawnmower ran over your head, and this is how you're going to take advantage of this.
I prepared like in the night before, and
Why
guess
did you get up at 9 a.m.?
I guess I didn't have anything else to do. Like,
You didn't have anything else to do. Do you think millionaires get up at 9 a.m.?
no,
What time do you think they get up?
4:30,
What do you think they do from 4:30 or 5 to 9?
workout.
The shit that makes them rich. What are you doing from 5 to 9? Sleeping in. Do you think you're gonna get rich? Can I give you a dose of reality, bro? You can do all the meditation you want. You can read all those flowery books. And if you don't get your ass up in the morning, have a cup of coffee and get to work, it will mean nothing. At the end of the day, past all the like spirit fingers, you actually have to do the work. And I'm telling you this now because you don't want to go 6 or 12 months from now. What you should do tomorrow, let me ask you this, tomorrow. You talk about meditation, you talk about getting answers. Let me give you an answer. Get your ass up at 5 a.m. tomorrow and start acquiring the skills you need and learning the things you need to learn in order to become a millionaire. Because being a millionaire is not that hard. It's getting out of your own way that's hard.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
I mean, you
And
look like some skateboarder. Like, I can't take you seriously, dude. Like, look at you. You got to get your together. I'm just being honest with you. How old are you?
24.
24 years old. Getting up at 9 a.m. wanting to be a millionaire. Ain't gonna work, bro. Ain't gonna work. I gotta tell it to you straight. You need to solve a problem to make money. To have an offer, you have to solve a problem. What problem can you solve?
A person not having a compelling future vision for their life.
Do you have a compelling future vision for your life?
Yeah,
What's the compelling future vision? Playing video games till 2 a.m.? What is the compelling future vision?
it's to acquire Christ consciousness and then to
To acquire what?
Christ consciousness.
Is this religion now we're throwing into this?
No, it's like, well, I mean, I guess you could, like, some people would say it's religion, but I don't.
Christ, like Jesus Christ?
Well, so like Buddha had Christ consciousness, Muhammad had Christ consciousness.
Tell me more.
So getting Christ consciousness and then helping other people.
What is that? Define that for me.
David Hawkins has it on like a scale. So most people are at like 50, 100. You're doing really well if you're at like 300, but then but your Christ consciousness if you're up at 800.
Great. That's amazing. Now answer my question. What is it?
There isn't really a true definition over it.
Okay. There's two things happening here. Either you're full of or you don't know how to communicate. Both are bad. One is very bad. The other is correctable. If you can't communicate, you can't sell, you can't market, you can't convince people to listen to you. So from 5 to 9 a.m., you should be reading books on how to communicate better. How many books have you read on how to make $1 million?
3,
And how many stupid meditation books have you read?
3.
So you're not okay. All right. So you've read 6 books in 24 years. Like, you see my point? If you want to be a pilot, where do you go?
To a flight school,
And if you want to be a lawyer, where do you go?
law school.
If you want to be a millionaire, should you study to be a millionaire like you study to be a lawyer, doctor, or pilot?
Absolutely.
Are you studying sufficiently to be a millionaire?
Absolutely not.
That's why you're not a millionaire. No meditation required, no angels, none of that. It's just plain logic, plain reality, okay? You're not reading, you're not acquiring skills. That's why you're not the thing you want to be. You can't pray or meditate your way to $1 million. You can't manifest it out of thin air, getting up at 9 a.m., reading 6 books in your entire life, only 3 of them being business books. This is the cold, hard reality of the situation. Now, let's go back to your kind of offer. You want to help audience solve problem through or by solving it. I'm imagining meditation and strength training. You lift every day?
I lift at least 4 times a week.
You meditate every day?
Yes.
I need a solid before and after in your life. Before I did that, this was my life. After I did that, this was my life. I need that. Tell it to me now, or otherwise you don't have an offer. This is what I'm hearing from you, and then I'll give you the real version, okay? What I'm hearing from you is I want to help people with strength training and meditation, but strength training and meditation hasn't really helped me. So that's what's the real version.
Meditation definitely cleaned up my energy.
What does that mean?
It means that depressed anymore. I wasn't waking up lethargic.
Really? Yeah, that's clearly working. You don't look lethargic at all.
Definitely wakes me up to the fact of where I am. It's a wake-up call every single time I look myself in the mirror.
But what did it do for your life? Now, the only thing you said that makes any sense so far is you said it removed my depression. That's somewhat tangible. So were you depressed?
Absolutely, yeah.
Are you depressed now? Well, maybe after this call, but are you depressed now?
The only thing I'm depressed about is not waking up on time.
Good. That's if you don't like something about yourself, you should be depressed about it so you can change it. All this nonsense about accepting yourself is if you don't like something about yourself, you change it. Michael, you are not trying to be a normie. You know what a normie is?
It's just a regular average Joe.
A regular average Joe who's okay with his 50, 80, 100 grand a year, a white picket fence, 2 kids, a mediocre wife, and a shitty car. That is a normie. You want to be a millionaire, right? I have literally like 30 to 40 minutes to teach you what you need to know about being a millionaire. There's no time to be nice. Okay, I got to give it to you straight. This advice is not for a normie. If I was giving this advice to a normie, it would be cruel, it would be mean, it would be terrible. You don't want to be a normie. You want to be a millionaire. And so this advice is as kind as it can possibly be. You get different advice. You're trying to play at a higher level. You're trying to play in a higher league. The rules are different up here. And in this world, you can't just say, I meditated my way to better energy. That's what we call. You have to say, are you this type of person? Do you have this problem specifically? I can help solve your problem in this way. This is how you solve the problem. Buy my shit in order to execute on the way I just sold you. So you have the person, the problem, you have the path, and you have the product. The person is the person you're selling to. The problem is the problem that they have that you're promising to solve. The path is the way you're promising to solve it. The solution, the vehicle that gets them there, and the product is the thing that allows them to do that thing easier, faster, or at all. So for instance, let's say someone's depressed, all right? So who's the person? Maybe you want to help men who are depressed, okay? So your audience is men, and what's the problem they have? They're depressed, and it's affecting their relationships, it's affecting their work, etc. Okay? And the path is a combination of meditation and strength training to get them out of their. Your product is a 90-day coaching program where twice a week they get on a call and they do a group meditation, learn what they need to learn, and then they meditate on their own for the next week. But then during that one call per week, you're doing like a group Zoom meditation. The second call per week is a strength training check-in where you check in on their progress and you give them a plan and nutrition and all that, blah, 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 blah. Offer done.
Absolutely.
Okay, but you still have to have the goods, man. You still have to demonstrate that you can help someone. You still have to know, like, do you know anything about nutrition?
Very little.
What do you know about strength training?
I know that if I eat 160 grams of protein, my body weight in protein, and I eat more calories that are healthy, that I'm going to gain good muscle.
Do you know what macros are?
Absolutely.
What's a macro?
It's a fat, carb, or protein.
Do you know what mind-muscle connection is?
Yeah. It's like when you're focusing on the muscle that you're trying to target, like visualizing it basically while you're training.
And contracting on the squeeze, pausing, going down for every exercise, right? You know what progressive overload is?
Increasing the weight every time.
Okay, so you do know a little bit about strength training. Are you certified at all? Do you get any personal training certifications, stretching or mobility certifications, nutrition certifications?
No, I'm just versed in like a program by 𝐸 Hippensteel that most people don't know about, but I believe it's a great protocol for stretching and range of motion.
So you took a course?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about spending the pennies that it takes to get certified as a personal trainer online so you have at least some knowledge of what the hell you're talking about?
Thought about it, yeah.
Well, you thought about it, or you're going to do it? You want to teach? If you want to teach strength training, you don't think at the very absolute dead minimum you have some sort of knowledge of training?
It's probably a good idea.
If you were going to be a lawyer, would it be a good idea to know the law? Come on, bro. Look, the thing that's holding you back is not lack of marketing knowledge. It's pure and simple stupidity. And that is what holds most people back. And every time I've had a bad thing happen in my business, it wasn't because I had this complex problem I couldn't solve. It was because I was being stupid. It really is. If you just remove the stupidity, it's really easy. Think about this. I want to teach strength training. I haven't taken any training on strength training or nutrition. This is not hard. This is easy stuff. So do you think you're qualified to teach how to remove depression? Have you studied anything about depression?
I mean, I just basically believe that depression is when you're not in alignment with what your heart.
Not in alignment with your values. You're not behaving according to how you see yourself.
Yeah, you're not in alignment with.
How many books on depression have you read?
0.
So you want to help solve depression. You've read 0 books on depression.
I guess I need to try and find books that aren't about like pills and stuff because I just don't believe in that.
You don't believe in pharmaceuticals.
Absolutely not.
Have you read any studies on the harmful side effects of pharmaceuticals?
No.
Have you done anything at all worth a to further your dreams or goals besides meditating?
I've taken courses on how to deliver your offer.
Great. But have you taken a course to learn the skills, or have you read books or taken certifications or gone to seminars to learn the skills you need to learn to actually deliver and fulfill on that offer and get a result for people? And also to understand it so you can articulate it better in your marketing. Have you done any of that?
I have not.
Do you think maybe that's the problem?
I definitely think that's the problem.
Well, let me ask you, what do you think you should do over the next 30 days?
I should get some books on persuasion. I should get certified for personal training. I should pursue the Heart Math Institute's meditation course. I should figure out how to wake up at 5 a.m.,
What time do you go to bed?
10.
And you wake up at 9? What kind of drugs are you on? Who needs 11 hours of sleep? Do you
Yeah.
drink?
No,
Do you smoke pot?
no.
Do you smoke pot?
I used to be a big pot user.
So why are you sleeping for 11 hours?
Well, I don't like what I wake up to, so I want to escape from it.
All right, well, that's an honest thing you've said. Kind of sounds like depression a little bit. Let me ask you this. When you say you don't like what you wake up to, can you describe what that thing is you don't like?
It really trips me out how I've wasted 6 years of my life because I didn't stick with one thing and see it through. Like I became inversed in this business and in self development when I was 18, 19. But I didn't like I bought a course on how to, run a social media marketing agency, but I never did anything with
What,
it.
Ty Lopez's?
I didn't see anything through. I didn't pick one goal and see it through. And because of it, I wasted 6 years of my life. And so it constantly comes up every day. It's just like you're 24, you're 24, you're 24, you're 24, and you're broke and you're broke and you're broke and you're broke and you're broke. And it constantly I get just flashed with it every single day. And it's like I wake up completely lethargic and depressed, but then in the evening I'm totally fired up and I'm like totally driven to just like rip everyone's throat out. And so it's just this like weird cycle that I'm in.
So it sounds like you wake up, you don't like how things are, you don't like yourself, right?
Right.
I've been in the exact spot you've been in. You got a girlfriend?
No.
Have you ever had a girlfriend?
One.
If you had a girlfriend, and let's just say theoretically, she cheated on you all the time. She ghosted you when you had dinner plans. She said she would do things and didn't consistently over time. Would you trust her?
Absolutely not.
And is that because when people consistently break their promises to you, you lose trust? Can you say that you've consistently kept your promises to yourself?
Absolutely not.
That same thing goes for you, man. If you consistently break promises to yourself, you will not trust yourself, which means when you go, doesn't matter what course you buy or what skill you learn, when you go to execute it because you don't trust yourself, you won't follow yourself. You won't be able to accomplish anything, no matter what you pursue, if you can't trust yourself. So what you're doing right now is you're stuck in this loop where you go to do something, but then you don't trust yourself, so you don't do it. But then by not doing it and staying consistent, you then further that lack of trust for yourself. And it's this cycle. Let me ask you this. Let's say you had this person that you didn't trust because of all this. You don't see him for a couple of years. All of a sudden, they come back in town. And you notice that a couple of your friends are like, wow, that person's really showing up lately, right? And then that person says they're going to do something and then they do it. And then they say they're going to do something else and they do it again. And they do it again. And all kind of like Robert Downey Jr. You know how when he was like a whole drug addict and all of Hollywood was like a disgrace. And then all of a sudden he went to rehab and he started showing up and he started showing up. And next thing you know, he's the biggest star on the planet. And everybody completely forgot about the fact that he was a strung out drug addict. You know what they think about now?
Iron Man.
Iron Man. Exactly. Nobody, when you think of Robert Downey Jr., you do not think of a strung out drug addict. Have you ever experienced that? Or could you picture in your mind somebody that has turned it around, would you begin to maybe at least be open to the idea of trusting them again?
I mean, they obviously trust themselves.
But if they showed up consistently, even in a small way, and exercised different behavior, would you be open to trusting them?
I guess it would be inhumane not to.
Great point. If you start showing up small for yourself, I'll get up 1 hour earlier today. Then the next day I'll get up 30 minutes earlier. Then the next day I'll get up another 30 minutes earlier until you hit 5. I'm going to make sure I'm reading at least a page of a business book every day. And then you work up to a chapter, and then you work up to like 3 chapters. Next thing you know, every morning you're going on a walk and you're listening to an audiobook for an hour. You're getting your steps in, you're listening, et cetera, et cetera. Over time, and not a long period of time, this can happen in a matter of weeks. Because you keep these small promises to yourself and you build them up, do you think you would end up trusting yourself more?
Yeah, I think
And do you think that it would be inhumane not to trust you after you've exhibited such a dramatic change in behavior? My friend, the answer for you, I don't believe, is in here's how to pitch this, here's how to pitch that. Like, I feel like you can do these things if you trust yourself, if you show up for yourself. There's nothing to prevent you from going out and learning a skill and then charging money to help people solve a problem with that skill. Maybe it's not this depression thing. Can I ask why you're passionate about this particular offer? Or be honest with me, is it just because it's an idea you have that you think might make money?
when I read $100 million offers, he told, like, find someone in excruciating pain. So I thought, when was I in excruciating pain? And it was when I was a depressed 8th grader. And then it evolved into something where there's these goals I have that, have never been achieved before. And so I believe to achieve them, I got to do something different than what is normally done. And so I believe that through meditation and massive action, like with starting with strength training, then it becomes achievable.
And that is just the anecdotal evidence from your one experience of kind of helping with your depression through meditation. Put it this way, would you listen to somebody about meditation and strength training that gets up at 9 a.m.?
No.
If you want to have the thing, you got to be the thing. You can't have what millionaires have if you don't act like millionaires act. Let me ask you this. Can you picture a future version of yourself 5 years from now that is a millionaire, that has everything in life he wants? Can you like put that image in your head?
Yeah, absolutely.
What time does that version of Michael get up?
4:30.
How many books per week is that version of Michael reading?
2.
How consistent is that version of Michael with the promises that he makes to himself?
Never fails.
So, if you want to be that future version and you know how that future version acts and behaves and operates, what would happen if you started operating like that now?
Probably be somewhere else in 6 months.
I feel like you have a lot of talent, but you need to start keeping promises yourself and you need to get real. I completely understand that you believe meditation and strength training help you. At the end of the day, there's winners and there's losers. The losers sit around and think about how much of a loser they are. The winners think about winning. You got to think about winning and you got to do the thing required to win. Mike Tyson said, when you can train your mind to be stronger than your feelings, that is when you know you've won. Oh, I don't feel like getting up at 5 a.m. But my mind says that's what I need to do. You go with your mind over your feelings, you're unstoppable. I don't feel like reading a book a week. But your mind says, if I read a book a week, I'll become a millionaire. So you do what your mind says. That makes you unstoppable. These are the things that make you successful, not your feelings. You need to think logically. If I read a book a week, I will know more. I will make more. The end. Discard what you feel. Do it. I was in the same position as you. You play video games?
No.
Okay, there's this fighting video game called Tekken 2. I used to stay up all night with my friends, smoking pot, playing Tekken 2. And then one day, I decided I didn't like myself and I didn't like the life I was waking up to, much like you. I looked at people who were winning and I looked at their behaviors and I started emulating their behaviors and I became those people. And I stopped hanging out with those friends. And you know what they're doing today?
Nothing.
Smoking pot, staying up all night, and playing Tekken 2 in their 40s.
Thank you for getting up and waking up.
I'll end it on this. Why do you want to make money?
Controlling my family's security.
Your mom, your dad?
My kids.
You have kids?
No.
Your future kids?
Yeah.
What are you going to name your future kid?
Kate.
How important is it to you on a scale of 1 to 10 to give Kate a beautiful life?
It's 10.
My friend, I'm not a therapist, but I think that might be why you're depressed, because you are not in alignment with how you would like to see yourself. I want you to create a character. That character is Millionaire Michael. Now, what do you do when you create a character? You create them. You write down what they do, their behaviors, how they think, how they act, what time they get up, what they eat, what they do. Create that character, and every day I want you to get up and I want you to play that character. And eventually, you could become that character. Are you happy with $2,000 a month?
No.
No, because it's money. And the fact that you're not okay with it is good. You know, my son the other day, he comes over and he says to me, Dad, I'm really sad. I said, what are you sad about? And he says, well, I went and played ball with Grandpa. And Grandpa said, if I could catch the ball, he'd buy me a toy. And my son was upset. I mean, he was crying. He was bawling. And I was like, what's wrong? He's like, I didn't catch the ball, so I don't get the toy. And I said, so you lost? He says, yeah, I hate losing. My wife says he hates losing. And I sat down with him. I said, listen, buddy, you know what makes a winner? He says, what? I said, it's somebody that hates losing so much that they work to win. You got two options. You can sit around and cry about losing. Or if you really hate losing that much, you'll work your ass off to win. You want that beautiful life, right? You want that life for Kate. Well, not only does it not mean anything if you don't earn it, but when you're 5, your parents can buy you a toy anyway. But you're 24. Nobody's going to buy you a toy. You got to earn it. You just have to hate losing that much that you care to win. But you got to go fix the thing in your life first. Don't claim to be able to help somebody with something that you can't help with. That drives me up a wall. That's how you get fake gurus in this industry. You don't want to be that, man. You don't want to be that. Because you know what's going to happen? You're going to go out, you're going to promise somebody something that you can't fulfill on, and what's that going to do? That's going to be out of alignment with how you see yourself, which is going to increase your depression, not take it away. Even if you make money, you're going to feel guilty about it because you're going to know that you're making bad money. You're making dirty money because it wasn't genuine. So this is the advice this is the real talk advice I'm giving you, because I see that you're depressed, man, and you probably don't want to be any more depressed than you are, and you've worked on it, and you've helped yourself a lot. I promise you, even if you get rich in the wrong way, it will massively increase your depression. I know it's harsh, but dude, life is harsher. I don't want you to have to deal with that harshness. All right, brother? Was this helpful?
Thank you, Dan. I really appreciate your time.
Email me back. Well, I appreciate you being a good sport. Email me back in 30 days and let me know how life is going and if you took that massive action. I want to hold you accountable to this, okay?
Absolutely.